3, 2, 1, go.
Yo, you ain't say that. How we supposed to say that at the same time and you ain't say that?
Okay. 1, 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, man, I ain't cut the...
Okay. Welcome back to our channel. I'm Jai.
Marcus, what's good?
And today we're going to do a podcast style video. So, yeah. Let's get started. Our topic. We're going to talk about dating at a young age. Well, in a relationship at a young age, because we didn't really date. Been in a relationship at a young age. We been together for going on 7 years. And we got together, I was 17 and he was 18. So, yeah. That's really a young age to start a relationship. I'm 24 now and he's 25. We older now.
I'm not saying I ain't old.
Older. Yeah, we older now. So we're gonna talk about like being in a relationship as teenagers into adulthood. Cause yeah. Basically, let's put it like this. So around 17, 18, a lot of people our age be like in the whole phase of life. I never had a whole phase, so don't know what that is like at all. Never had a whole phase. Don't look at me like that.
I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, did you have a whole phase?
I mean, not really. Kinda. That's what I said.
Yeah, because I would say I had a whole phase. I would say for me, I didn't really have a whole phase. I feel like having a whole phase is actually doing stuff with people. And I wasn't out here doing stuff with people. I was just talking to people. And realizing, oh, I don't like this person, that person. So, I guess you could say that was a whole phase. Because before we got together, I was talking to maybe, I want to say like...
She had hoes.
I was talking probably about 5 people.
She had hoes. She had a roster.
I had a mini roster.
Yeah,
I had a mini roster. I was exploring my options. Before we got together, I really wasn't looking for a relationship at all. I was like, maybe I'll find a relationship in college.
I was one of her hoes. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's what you say.
It's crazy.
Anyways.
It's alright. I'll explore my options too.
Just explore options to see what I liked and this, that, and third. But the only one that really stuck was him. And he was acting like he was scared to talk to people for real. Well, establish the relationship. Let me say establish the relationship. Not scared to talk to people, but establish the relationship. I feel like I was talking to only him for like 3 months before we got together. Like 3 months before we actually got together. And technically speaking,
you can't say scared. No, I'm saying you can't say scared. I was focused on something else. I wasn't worried about that relationship at that time. I'm playing football. I was trying to win games.
Okay, so he was focused on football at the time. So his focus was football. But I liked him, but I am what you want to call traditional when it comes to relationships. I never asked nobody, oh, you want to be my boyfriend? I never did that. Most people just asked me out, or like, yeah, that was really it. It was really, most people would ask me. Most niggas would talk to me. I don't talk to them. They talk to me. So, yeah, this was the only person I would say I reached out to. Because it was the first football game. They took a W. I think it was the first football game they won. And I said...
That was the first home game.
The first home game. Yeah, it was the first home game. And I texted him on Messenger. And was like, something about it. congrats on the win, something. And then we texted till I went to sleep. And then after that, we was just texting. And yeah. And before we got together, it was... I feel like my best friend thought I was playing with him, and I wasn't trying to talk to him for real.
Playing,
so to say, because she was kind of the reason why we ended up together. Because she said, stop playing with him because he really like you. I was like, I'm not playing with him.
Let's go back.
I'm not playing with him.
Let's go back to when we was in the lunchroom and them boys asked us.
No, okay, let me establish, okay?
Yeah.
No, because whenever, okay, so he's talking all this time. Somebody asked if we was in a relationship or together. I didn't know what we was doing. Honestly, I didn't know what we was doing. I didn't know what we was doing for real, because I thought we was just simply talking as friends for real. We was chilling, talking as friends. We didn't even get on the phone at this time. We wasn't even like on the phone, talking on the phone like, hey, what's up on the phone? I said no because I didn't know that we was talking.
And then she brought up her holes after that. And I was like, oh.
When did I bring my hoes up?
You talking about bruh? You talking about dude?
When did I bring them up?
You bring them up right after that.
What did I say?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I did not.
Yes,
that is a lie.
I promise you did. That's why. What do you mean? That's why I had to fall back a little bit.
Okay, let me explain. So when that happened, I would say that was my exploring my options stage. I wasn't just talking to one person. Whenever my best friend said stop playing with him, he was the only person I was talking to. So I wasn't playing him. She just didn't know he was the only person I was talking to.
That's why I fell back. Because at that time, you were the only person I was talking to. So I started exploring my options.
So you explored your options after I said something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways.
Because you see that situation, it ain't happening until after that. Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later, maybe. But basically, it's like this. I was exploring my options at that stage. Then, around cuddling season is when I was only talking to him. So that's basically October. Well, end of September, beginning of October. That's when my best friend said, stop playing with him. He like you for real. And news to me, because ain't nobody say it to me. So I don't know if he like me for real. That happened. We end up together in November. But yeah, we ended up together in November. And that's literally the backstory on like the beginning of our relationship. I would say really dating, well, in a relationship at an early age is in a relationship at your early adulthood, because we was early adults at that time. In a relationship at our early adulthood, I feel like it wasn't that hard, so to say, but it was at the same time, because we got together our senior year of high school. So we finna go to college. We did not go to the same college, and we
Big Limestone.
Yeah, he went to Limestone. I still go to Claflin, and it was just like we've been together at school 24/7. So we see each other at school for the majority of your day. You are at school. Majority of your day you're at school. So we see each other at school. We didn't have classes, but we seen each other and all that. He'd come over, spend time like that from time to time. I'd go over there, all that. We got to college about 8 out of 12 months you are in college. So that's a long distance relationship. I mean, it wasn't a different state long distance relationship, but it was a long distance relationship nonetheless.
I almost been in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Dang, there. He had his moments. It was tough at. You say it was decent at times, and it was other times it was like Like, you know, it's like, right. Cause this junk gonna last, you know, like for real. But I ain't know. It make you question a lot of stuff sometimes. It's long distance sometimes, so.
And most of the time, people be like, don't get in a relationship before you go to college, this, that, and the third. Now, I can understand why people say that, because I feel like when you in a relationship, when you're in college and you don't go to the same school, it's like you trying to upkeep your relationship as if y'all were in the same area, but you're not. And I feel like that's harder than being in a relationship and you at the same school, because it's like when y'all want to hang out, y'all can, oh, let's go to the cab, da da da, blah blah blah, let's go to the basketball game, something like that, spend time like that. But no, we spend time over the phone all the time. So yeah, that's really how I felt about the long distance. And it's like it can distract you sometimes, because like you try and focus on building a relationship, but you also trying to focus on getting your education at the same time. So yeah.
Definitely was kind of a distraction. I ain't gonna cap, because you too busy worried about what the other person doing, because y'all ain't at the same school. It's not like, oh, like a non-trust thing. Like, dang, it's like, damn, it's like they're like about 3 hours a week.
And I would say now, I feel like when you in a relationship from like, okay, it's basically, we almost at a decade. We're almost at a decade. In November, it's gonna be 3 more years till 10 years. And I feel like over time, when you're in a relationship at an early age, it's like this person is really teaching you about how to, I feel like we learned how to communicate through each other. We learn what we want through each other and all that. That's how I feel. I feel like we learn a lot of stuff through each other. And most people be wondering like, well, y'all got together and like when y'all were teenagers, why y'all don't explore your options, this and third. I don't feel like it's necessary, because at this point now I would be comparing everybody I'm with to him, and I feel like that's dumb. Because I feel like, and when you're in a bunch of different relationships, you low-key start to compare all your relationships to that one person that you're in a relationship with. I don't have much to compare him to, so there's nothing really to compare him to. It's just him. So he wouldn't be in a competition with anybody. It would just be him. And I feel like in this generation, I feel like now at 24 years old, if we don't stay in a, if we were to end, that's not gonna happen, but if we were to end, I'd probably just stay single, because people our age now complain about relationships a little too much for me.
A lot.
They complain about that dating scene a little bit too much for me. I don't have time for it. I'm good where I'm at. So I do feel like being in a relationship at 17 wasn't that bad, and it isn't that bad. So it's really just like, it's got its cons and it's got its pros.
Yeah.
The pros is really, we're in a relationship and we found the love at an early age, versus trying to find it in this, what's it called? How you call it? In this hot girl stage, and these, what do y'all call it? What do men call themselves?
City boys.
City boys, yeah. In that stage of life, it's like, no. It's like men and women are more in competition with each other now than trying to find love. It's like they in competition with each other now, or girls are women are in competition with each other, and I don't see the point.
Shoot, you start early, shoot, dang. And if you stay in it long enough, like she said, you learn way more about each other, and then you can teach each other certain things that person don't know about each other, that about themselves.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. I feel like I learned more about myself in the relationship than I would learn outside of anything. I feel like being in a relationship has taught me a lot when it comes to friends and this, that, and the third. I feel like even outside of the relationship, it shows me who I am as a person and how I should treat others. Because it's like the person you're in a relationship with is gonna catch all your bad traits before anybody else catches them. Before anybody else catch your bad traits, they gonna catch you first. Don't start with me. Don't start with
Jesus.
me. Don't start with me. The main thing is yes, you can be in a relationship for 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 years, but you still have to be willing to change as a person for your person. If you're not willing to do that, why are you with them? I feel like when you're with each other for a while, sometimes it's not even you're arguing about big things anymore. It's always a little thing that comes up, and that's what y'all arguing about. It's stuff that don't even matter, that aren't a big deal, and you're arguing about them.
Swear.
It's like it's never really you're arguing over anything huge anymore. At the point where you're at the stage where you're arguing about little stuff, now it's to the point where you just have to think, okay, is this really worth arguing about? And most of the time when you do get an argument, okay, you're mad for like 10 seconds and you're over it. I feel like
arguments for no reason, just to
it's just a low argument for nothing. But I also feel like the first year of your relationship is really like the easiest. That's like the easiest. That's like you don't argue at all. The second year we was arguing, but mainly we weren't in the same city at all. We weren't together in the same city. So now we're mainly arguing about time with each other. Like how we spending our time with each other. Because we can't see each other. That's mainly what those arguments are about. I feel like most of our arguments from year 2 and year 2 and 3 was really just spending time with each other because you was in school.
2, 3, I wasn't.
Year 2, but I was still in school. I'm still in school. I'm saying it still was time management to spending time with each other because
3
I was on campus.
It wasn't all time. 3, it was that summer, and then 3 it had other stuff dealing with it.
Okay, so I really feel like it's like this from early stages now, because okay, so year 1 I had just turned 18. Year 2 I was 19. Year 3 I just turned 20. At 20, I feel like at 20 is really when I say from a female side is really like you figuring yourself out at that time. You figuring out what you want with yourself, what you want to do with life for real, how you want to spend it. And sometimes in a relationship it's not conveyed the right way because it's either, and also year 3 is really where we learn how to communicate better, because year 3 was really teaching. I didn't know how to communicate. That's what it taught me. I didn't know how to communicate at year 3. It was like I could communicate, but not that well. It wasn't the best form of communication. It slowly taught effective communication, and it builds its way up each year. So yeah, I feel like me, year 3, I was finding myself and didn't really know how to communicate that, and took it out on him when I shouldn't have been taking it out on him. So yeah,
I had headaches that whole year. Swear. But I had no more arguments in me that year. It was just I swear. Cause that's the same year we was at the pool.
yeah.
Yeah, that year I was. I had no more in me that year.
I don't know, cause I feel like year 4 and 5, it wasn't really nothing. We wasn't even really arguing year 4 and 5, for real.
No.
It was just we was comfortable and chilling. I say 6 and going on into 7 is just really planning for the future, more so. We in the stage where we planning for the future. So yeah, and building the best communication before we get married, whenever.
I say foundation.
The foundation of communication?
And just communication.
Just in general. Just a solid foundation before we get married.
Yeah.
Basically, this is going to conclude our video. We're going to end it here. We're going to come up with some more podcast style titles, themes, etc. Leave your comments below on what you want to hear about. Cause if y'all looking to be in a relationship or are in a relationship, we got you. You know, we can help you for real. That really is it. This is just a really, I would say this is more so a.
It wasn't even like a podcast. It was just basically like
the how we
the sit
down video. Little sit down video. Y'all got to know us a little better outside of the vlog video, because our first video that I dropped was a vlog. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
More of them coming soon. You know, subscribe, like, all that extra stuff, you know, going on, all that.
We're gonna do sit down videos, vlogs. We're not doing pranks. That's childish. Like, comment, subscribe, and check us out in more videos.